Most haunted places in Georgia. The Old Pink House. A Georgian-style mansion built in 1771. The Old Pink House is an elegant restaurant located in Savannah's historic district on Reynolds Square. Originally the home of Joseph Habersham Jr., who built the house and lived in it until he died in 1802. Today, the Old Pink House is known for its Southern-style cuisine with a modern twist. Yet it is its resident ghosts that draw the attention of ghost enthusiasts from around the country. The most often seen apparition is that of Habersham himself, who is said to appear mostly between October and March. Others have been spooked by the sight of a man dressed in revolutionary-style clothing sitting at the end of the bar, only to disappear when people turn their back on him. The ghosts of slave children are perhaps the most disturbing sight for many folks. These mischievous apparitions are said to have locked patrons in the downstairs bathroom. Waitresses at the restaurant encourage guests to use the upstairs restroom. Oakland Cemetery. Originally called the city burial place, Oakland Cemetery is the final resting place of close to 70,000 people, including governors, generals, clergymen, and several famous Georgia residents. Within the sprawling, naturally beautiful 40 acres, the cemetery has many unknown buried, and according to paranormal experts, numerous spirits, both angry and friendly. It is said that on the Confederate side of the burial grounds, people have heard names being called out in a military, like roll call. Responses to the names being called have also been heard. Other disturbing sightings include visitors seeing a Union soldier being hung from a tree in the site of Jasper, Newton Smith rising out of his statue in the middle of the night to watch over the cemetery. Kennesaw House. Built in the 1840s. This building was used as a hospital during the Civil War and is believed to be home to nearly 700 spirits. One common report is that while visiting, guests were in the elevator when it unexpectedly went to the basement, and when the doors opened, they saw soldiers in hospital beds and a man that appears to be a surgeon walking around. Another story told by a young schoolgirl who was on a field trip to the museum. is that she saw a woman in a light blue antebellum-style dress. The woman smiled at her and then disappeared. Later in the tour, the girl identified the woman she saw in a picture in the museum, who happens to be the original owner of the Kennesaw House. The 1790 Inn and Tavern. Located on East President Street, this lovely inn is the oldest hotel in Savannah. It is a popular stop among many with an interest in history, and even more so among paranormal experts. It's here that the spirit of Anne Powell, a young girl who fell to her death from room 204, continues to live. There are many different versions of what happened surrounding Anne's suicide, but all of them include the fact that she was around 17 years old and pregnant. Whether by a sailor that came through town looking for a good time or a lost love, one thing remains constant, and that is Anne's lingering soul that continues to haunt the inn, especially those who stay in room 204. Reports include guests awakening to seeing Anne looking over them and then turning away in tears only to jump out the window. Other accounts include missing belongings, mostly women's undergarments, turning up in planters and behind bushes outside the building. And some guests felt that someone was touching their cheek only to wake up and find no one there. Today, the 1790 Inn and Tavern requires guests staying in room 204 to sign a waiver that they will not ask for their money back. Although most who stay there today are ghost hunters who actually request this room in the hopes of running into Anne. Heritage Hall. This classic Greek revival home is located in downtown Madison and is open to the public daily. Built in 1811, it was a private residence throughout its history until 1977, and since then it has been Madison's most visited attraction. While many come to explore the exquisite mansion, see time period furnishings and artifacts, others, mostly ghost hunters, come to find out if the stories of its haunting are true. The most famous ghost that looms within Heritage Hall is that of Virginia Nisbet, who died in the master bedroom in 1851 while giving birth. On the fireplace in the room, there's an indelible mark that resembles a woman holding a baby. Many have seen her spirit in the room and others have felt her presence. A young man who was visiting the house heard a woman speaking to him, yet no one was there. And others report seeing Virginia lying on the bed. The bedroom where her soul seems to live on has been deemed the ghost room, and many prefer not to go in. Some flee when they hear the sound of a baby crying. But for those with a passion for the paranormal, entering that room means they've hit the mother lode. Thanks for watching.